What's up? I'm Andy, and I am doing a speech from my chair for Not GDC for some reason. This isn't a thing. I want it to be a thing. I think it'd be really cool if those of us who don't get to go to GDC get to make speeches and more, I guess, videos. This is a video. For other people who maybe can't go to GDC, can't afford it. Part 1. Why did you make Who Are You? So, some of you may know me from Twitter. I post inane things that nobody cares about and weird comments and jokes that I find really funny. And also art and updates for my game. So, you might have seen me around Twitter with this avatar. This shirt deserves to be appreciated from Twitter. I'm that obnoxious. Okay, so for the past while, I've been working on a game called Dwarrows. Dwarrows is a town-building adventure game that is set in a massive open world where the players can explore the wilderness to find resources and treasure. They can build up their town and make their townsfolk happy. So you can control 3 characters simultaneously who have their own unique abilities that work in complement to each other. They can find new tools over time through exploring and upgrade them. You can also befriend animals. These animals become your pets and give you stat bonuses to your characters or your town. Additionally, the world is filled with ancient ruins and dungeons and puzzles. Some dungeons are quite large and have a unique boss at the end. And everything in this game is handcrafted. So there is no proc gen, and there are only like 3 of us really working on the game. So the scope of the game is massive for the team size. We knew this going in. We were painfully aware of it during the execution stage. And we didn't really have a budget. So I think I'm gonna keep this video kind of short and then maybe just do a series of videos that relate to this topic so I can offer different advice and maybe react to some of the questions people might have that might be kind of helpful. I'm gonna talk about working on a passion project with no budget. So before I begin, I want to acknowledge that there are other ways of running and funding and completing projects and I don't think my way is the only way or will necessarily work for you. There are probably a lot of better ways to get a project up and running, but when it comes to a passion project that is of a very large scope that nobody wants to fund, and maybe you're new to the industry and it's hard for you to get that sort of support, then I'm saying you can still do it. It's still possible. Part 2, the meat and potatoes. So, in my opinion, it is really important to keep your team cross-functional. A cross-functional team means that you put together a development team with different functional expertise. So instead of separating people based on professions, like say in a larger corporation or organization where professions are separated into departments, you would put them all into one team together. So this sounds like something you shouldn't have to deal with a small indie project, but I have seen some indie teams get really, really large and very confusing, and they have people separated and they've got like 20 people working on it. Sometimes, I don't know, I'm almost certain that most of those projects there's only like 2 to 3 people actually working and everyone else is kind of like there, but I don't know. So if you have little to no budget, it is I think kind of vital that you keep the team really lean, very lean. You have to make sure every team member necessarily brings a unique expertise into the mix, and this might be where things get kind of brutal sometimes. Every member should do something that no one else on the team can provide. Going even further with that, it's better if every one of those members represent multiple disciplines to fill the gaps of the team structure. If each team member represents multiple disciplines, that lends to creating a smaller team, which is easier to manage, requires less delegating, and sets up your team to have less decision makers, which can be a huge problem, especially when no one's getting paid and everyone feels they have equal power on the team. Okay, so that's all I want to talk about today. I will make other videos, I think. I think this will just be the first one. Yeah, I think I already said that. Part 3. Just one last thing. So, I'm making this video for the kind of person who, despite all the better judgment that they have been told about how insane their project is, for some reason are just so determined to work on their game. Everyone will tell you that it's not possible. I will probably tell you it's not possible. But if you still feel like doing that, if you still feel like making that project despite how bad of an idea that it is, you might be the right kind of stupid for this industry. Like, there's no fucking montage. You know, it's day in, day out. It's grinding. It's being alone. It's realizing you don't spend a lot of time with your friends anymore because you're obsessed. And I don't encourage that behavior, but some people are just like that. Some people are just like that, and you can write all the self-care tweets that you want. Like, I could do that, but I know some people are going to do it regardless, and I just think it'd be nice if they had some guidance so they could be less shitty at it, and they can maybe learn from my mistakes and from my experiences and some of the things that I'm actually good at, or whatever. I'm sure I'm getting a lot of arguments for everything I'm gonna say in this video, that I said in this video, but maybe it'll help someone, and maybe they'll have an easier time than I did. I've been wearing pajamas the entire time.